socially awkward, guys? What the fuck? Why does everyone think that? Jesus! I'm just quirky is all. Like, what the fuck? Yo, listen, alright? I don't know where you guys got that fucking impression from, but listen, okay? I'm just a little shy, a little kawaii guy. Like, what's wrong with that? Huh? What is wrong with that? Yo guys, what's up? It's your boy Shady O'Miley. What is going on? I know, right? I'm making 2 videos in the same week. Fucking nuts. Alright, well, I figured like I needed to come back to YouTube, and this was the best way to go about it because it's just an easier format to do it and it helps me entertain. I've been kind of hinting at the fact that I'm coming back to Ultra Swag Time sometime in September, whatever the case that might be. We're gonna just find out. But for today, I'm going to just be reacting to something. So I've had a lot of people, I did a poll a while back on my Instagram and Snapchat asking people if I was socially awkward, and it was usually like split right down the middle. And I want to point out, this isn't me insecurely talking, but most of the people that said I was socially awkward didn't even know me. Today I'm on Psych2Go, it's a YouTube channel, and I'm gonna be reacting to 6 signs that you are socially awkward, not an introvert. So I don't really know what to expect from this. I honestly couldn't tell for myself if I'm socially awkward. I don't know if that's just a lack of self-awareness or I'm not socially awkward. So without further ado, let's get straight into this and watch Psych2Go's 6 signs that you are socially awkward, not an introvert. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play.
So you've read all the articles and watched all those clips, and yet you still don't quite match up to the introvert label. You notice that despite enjoying social interaction and not feeling drained by them, you have a difficult time steering it in the right direction. If that's so, you may not be truly introverted, just a bit socially awkward. Let's look at some signs that this may be the case. Number 1, your social avoidance is from fear of failure, not because it's draining. Do you really want to talk and interact, but fear of embarrassing yourself or an imagined worst-case scenario just stops you cold? It's the difference between fear and frugal with energy. You have the energy to spare, but you're scared to give it out. Introverts are more than able to relax and enjoy social.
Okay, so you see, this is where I'm gonna add like something to that. I do feel like I have this to a degree because there will be people who I'm best friends with today that initially I was kind of shy to talk to. I always find myself like needing like to drink alcohol or needing people around me to kind of like push myself to talk to somebody that I don't know. But besides that, like, I don't really cross that boundary unless I have to. But I never found it exhausting per se, but I definitely do see what they mean by like the anxiety of like socially embarrassing myself. So I don't know if that adds to that or anything like that, but okay, so far it's not looking good. So far it looks like I'm socially awkward.
Social settings. They differ from extroverts because they need alone time to recharge. They differ from the merely socially awkward in that they're not necessarily afraid. It's more like they have limited currency and they're deciding where they can afford to spend it. Being socially awkward isn't even restricted to introverts. Extroverts get it too. Being extroverted isn't an automatic suave James Bond 007 ticket. Number 2, you're anxious and uncomfortable in social situations. In a social situation, do you feel like you can't quite get enough air? And maybe like the walls are closing in, even when there aren't any walls? And darn it, why is everyone staring at you? And hey, when that person said nice shirt, what did they mean? Darn it. Anxiety decided to be your +1. Again. So how is this different from introverts? Well, although introverts don't tend to enjoy large groups, their typical reaction isn't panicky suffocation either. If they're in a group of people that are in their personal worth the spending category, they aren't anxious at all. Although, as before, ye old battery still needs quiet recharging afterwards. Social awkwardness just happens regardless of who it is. Socially awkward people have a mind that makes them believe they're being judged by everyone all the time, making them tense and possibly defensive. Number 3, You find it difficult.
Okay, so I don't feel like that falls into me really, because usually when it's actually the opposite for me. Like when I go to a party, I almost feel like nobody's like really paying attention to me, that I'm just kind of like a dust in the wind that no one's gonna really remember. So that almost encourages me to like want to stand out, talk to people, have as much fun as possible. Not because like I like being the center of attention or anything like that. My head, it's like, I'm never gonna see these people again, so why not just have as much fun as possible? Who cares if I act a fool? They're never gonna see me again. I'm never gonna see them again, so what the fuck ever. So, okay, I'm 1 for 1. Number 2 does not apply to me. And number 1 only half applied to me, so I guess I'm 0.5 to 1. So, get fucked. Alright, let's keep going.
To make conversations with others. Maybe you have a whole lot in your head, but you can't spit it out. The thought of conversation is mildly terrifying, and you find that when you do try to converse, it feels disjointed, like a choppy, poorly cut movie. See, introverts may present as reserved or quiet, as they're more attuned to reflecting and observing. However, when needed, they can have a perfectly flowing conversation. Their natural quietness doesn't stop their ability to perform or interview well. Socially awkward people, on the other hand, find it excruciatingly difficult to make small talk or new talk in any situation. The tension they experience often has them forget how to connect ideas verbally, and what comes out is not what they wanted. Sometimes the struggle makes them cringe so hard they just avoid it altogether. So the quiet is fear of struggle, not one of contemplation. Number 4, you're not as verbally.
Okay, so, this does actually kind of apply to me, but it doesn't apply to me to the way you think. Oh fuck, I was trying to make it. Yay! There are some people that I'm just flat out nervous to talk to, and if it's usually like that, it's because I like them, like, or I think you're pretty. And why the fuck am I getting fluttered? Hang on. Mainly. So like, fuck! Oh, why did I do that? Why the fuck did I do that? Oh my god, I'm fucking awkward. Oh, I'm such a loser. Why did I do that? Fuck! Okay. Anyway, usually like if I find you like attractive or anything like that, like I tend to get like quiet, fluttered, and like almost every word like seems to like escape me almost. But usually, or if I find you attractive, that tends to be the case because I'm low-key just trying to impress you. Like, ooh. Yeah, I gotta admit, like half the time, like I usually just don't lose my train of thought. I can hold a conversation with anybody. The real question is if they can hold the conversation with me or at all. Like I've been in situations where like people just kind of get quiet to themselves. They don't really know how to talk, yada yada. And I've come to find that they're socially awkward or just not comfortable with me, which is totally fine. The world doesn't revolve around me, even though it should.
Be articulate as you'd like. This is directly connected to the previous point. You frequently experience talk block. It feels like you've almost got a magical blocking curse on your brain that stops you from finding the right words and instead makes your brain stutter. Then, to your horror, what comes out sounds to you a lot like derp. If so, you may be socially awkward. Introverts can certainly struggle with verbal articulation, but they're more than capable of speaking eloquently when they need to, especially if the topic is about something that they're well versed in. Socially awkward people often find it harder to articulate because it's difficult for them to intake, prioritize, and organize all the external stimuli, like the other person's nonverbal cues, how they themselves sound, and then how to respond to all of that. This inability to filter and organize allows them to become overwhelmed, so they kind of blue screen. Number 5. Alone time makes you feel more lonely.
Okay, so I don't really feel like I get talk blocks unless it feels like that they're not really reciprocating the conversation. Then that would be like a point where it's like, okay, I don't know what the fuck to talk about now. But like for the most part, I can hold a conversation with anybody. Like I can talk for hours usually. Not even with just people that I'm comfortable with, just people that like reciprocate the same energy. So Okay, I feel like at this point I'm 2.5 to 1.5, so that's a pretty good ratio. We got 2 more points to go all around. Let's see if this applies to me even more. Okay.
Here's a big one. Introverts need that alone time, as that's when the battery charger actually works. The socially awkward, though, finds that this alone time can make them feel, well, more alone. Introverts see alone time as sort of a reward. Yes, peace. I can finally just reflect on things. I can finally binge watch The Witcher without interruption. The socially awkward can enjoy it sometimes, but not always. Sometimes it's a relief after being overwhelmed, but sometimes it's just a reminder that they were excluded or otherwise didn't choose to be alone. And number 6, you have twitches.
Oh. Okay, so that may or may not apply to me. I definitely have a huge FOMO when it comes to that. Like, I do feel like this sense of like, man, they could have invited me to this and that. I've definitely gotten better over the years, but like, I feel like that does apply to certain things still, and yeah, I'm such a twat. Okay, so 2.5 to 2.5. Okay, cool. I think we're half and half. Let's see which one I fall more onto. Am I socially awkward or am I not socially awkward? Where will this last point take me? Where do I fall under? Come on, it's like a competition. Am I socially awkward or am I not socially awkward? We will find out.
No, this doesn't mean you're about to lose control like some movie comic book villain. We mean body tells. You know, like in poker. Think if you've ever caught yourself doing quick repetitive movements, such as twirling your hair or bouncing a leg. The socially awkward do these fidgeting, twitching physical tells when they're placed in an uncomfortable situation. And certainly, introverts and extroverts alike with social awkwardness may also have these dilemmas. It has to be taken as a whole, though, because not all introverts are socially awkward. So did you relate to any of the signs above?
Okay, so that doesn't apply to me. I mean, it does to a degree, but not necessarily. I have ADHD, so like you can't see it, but like right now my leg is like, you know, going up and down, up and down. I don't really have those kind of tells. I gotta admit though, when I was younger, I did. And maybe I still do. I'm not gonna put this part on the internet. Reason for that is because I know who watches these videos. I just feel like I don't really have those twitches per se. Maybe I do. You know what? That would be interesting if I did, and maybe I'm just not self-aware enough to see it. Maybe one of my friends can point out if I do. Well, okay, but in the meantime, I'm gonna give myself that point. So 3.5 to 2.5. So by that conclusion, I am not socially awkward. I just have socially awkward tendencies. How about that? You know what? I think that's fair. I feel like this was a fun video. I think I might be doing more of these in the future. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please tell me down below if you feel like you're socially awkward or not. And if so, if you feel like I'm socially awkward, put it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Analyze me. Analyze what you know about me through what I put out on the internet. It has been your boy, Shady O'Miley. I am back. I'm back! Making videos! Let's go! I'm so excited. I hate my life. I'm so excited. Please like and subscribe and peace out up in here.